Question 1. Scenario question. Mr. Thomas is a homeowner in Vermont. He recently suffered severe water damage in his basement due to a pipe burst. When Mr. Thomas filed a claim, the insurance company denied coverage, stating that the damage was caused by flooding, which is excluded under his policy. Mr. Thomas insists that it was a pipe burst and not flooding. What should Mr. Thomas do next in this situation? They immediately file a complaint with the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation, DFR. B. Contact the insurance company and ask for a written explanation of the exclusion. C. Appeal the decision to the DFR, requesting that they review the insurance policy language. D. Hire a public adjuster to investigate the cause of the damage and negotiate a settlement with the insurance company. Answer: D. Hire a public adjuster to investigate the cause of the damage and negotiate a settlement with the insurance company. Explanation: in this situation, hiring a public adjuster, option D, is a logical next step for Mr. Thomas. A public adjuster is an expert in assessing property damage and can review the cause of the damage to determine if the claim was wrongly denied. Public adjusters are hired by policyholders to ensure they are receiving a fair settlement from the insurance company. Options of filing a complaint with DR could come later but is not the immediate next step. Option B, contacting the insurance company for clarification may not provide the assistance Mr. Thomas needs in challenging the denial. Option C, appealing to the DFR, is also premature without first exploring the option of using a professional adjuster to independently verify the cause of damage and negotiate a settlement. Question 2. Which of the following is a required element for a valid insurance claim in Vermont under the state's Unfair Claims Practices Act? A. Claims must be settled within 60 days of the first notice of loss, F null. B. All claims must be acknowledged within 24 hours of the initial filing. C. The insurance company must offer a settlement within 10 days of accepting liability. D. Insured parties must provide the insurance company with detailed receipts for every damaged item. Answer: B. All claims must be acknowledged within 24 hours of the initial filing. Explanation: according to Vermont's Unfair Claims Practices Act, all claims must be acknowledged within 24 hours of the first notice of loss, F null, option B. This regulation helps ensure that policyholders are promptly informed about the status of their claim. Option is incorrect because Vermont does not mandate a specific 60-day time frame for settling claims under the Unfair Claims Practices Act, though timely settlements are required. Option C is incorrect because there is no requirement that insurance companies must offer a settlement within 10 days of accepting liability. Option D is incorrect because while documentation is important, there is no such requirement under Vermont law for detailed receipts for every damaged item to be provided. Question 3. When estimating property damage, an adjuster must account for depreciation, which typically affects the settlement amount in a claim. Which of the following factors is least likely to influence the depreciation calculation when adjusting a property damage claim under Vermont law? A. The age of the damaged property. B. The condition of the property before the damage occurred. C. The repair cost estimates provided by contractors. D. The replacement cost of the damaged property. Answer: C. The repair cost estimates provided by contractors. Explanation: the correct answer is C. The repair cost estimates provided by contractors. Depreciation in property claims is typically based on the age, condition, and replacement cost of the property, rather than the repair costs estimated by contractors. The contractors' estimates might be helpful in determining the cost to repair, but they do not directly influence how depreciation is calculated. Option because the age of the damaged property is a major factor in determining depreciation. Option B, the condition of the property before damage, is also considered in the depreciation calculation. Option D, the replacement cost of the damaged property, is relevant as it will be used to calculate the depreciated value, particularly when using the actual cash value (SCV) method, which deducts depreciation from the replacement cost. Question 4. Scenario question. Ms. Lee, a commercial property owner, filed a claim after fire caused extensive damage to her restaurant. During the investigation, the insurance adjuster determines that Ms. Lee did not have proper fire extinguishing equipment as required by local fire codes. The insurance company decides to deny the claim based on this lack of compliance. What should Ms. Lee consider doing to address this denial? A. Accept the denial and make changes to comply with fire codes for future claims. B. Review the policy to check for any mention of compliance with local regulations and discuss it with the adjuster. C. Immediately hire an attorney to sue the insurance company for bad faith. D. Submit a complaint to the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation without any further investigation. Answer: B. Review the policy to check for any mention of compliance with local regulations and discuss it with the adjuster. Explanation: the best course of action for Ms. Lee is to review her insurance policy to understand any provisions related to compliance with local regulations. Option B. It's essential to know whether the policy explicitly states that compliance is necessary for coverage to apply. If such a condition exists, you may need to address it further with the adjuster. Optional: accepting the denial is not advisable without fully understanding the terms of the policy. Option C. Hiring an attorney could be premature, especially if there is room for discussion about the policy terms. Option D. Submitting a complaint to the DFR may be appropriate later but does not directly address the immediate issue of policy interpretation. Question 5. Under Vermont law, which of the following is considered an unfair claims practice? A. Delaying a claim investigation for more than 30 days without valid reason. B. Providing a written explanation for a claim denial. C. Requesting additional information from the claimant before making a decision. D. Settling a claim based on market value instead of replacement cost. Answer A. Delaying a claim investigation for more than 30 days without valid reason. Explanation: Option A is the correct answer because delaying a claim investigation without a valid reason is classified as an unfair claims practice under Vermont law. Insurers are expected to handle claims in a timely manner, and unnecessary delays can lead to potential sanctions. Option B is incorrect as providing a written explanation for a denial is a requirement, not an unfair practice. Option C, requesting additional information, is also a standard practice in claims handling and is not considered unfair. Option D, settling based on market value, could be valid depending on the policy language. However, it may not align with replacement cost coverage but is not inherently an unfair practice without further context. Question 6. What is the primary purpose of the Vermont Unfair Claims Practices Act? A. To increase the profitability of insurance companies operating in Vermont. B. To protect consumers by ensuring fair treatment during the claims process. C. To establish mandatory rates for insurance premiums in Vermont. D. To simplify the claims process for insurance adjusters. Answer: B. To protect consumers by ensuring fair treatment during the claims process. Explanation: the primary purpose of the Vermont Unfair Claims Practices Act is to protect consumers. Option B ensures that insurance companies handle claims fairly, transparently, and promptly, promoting consumer rights and accountability within the insurance industry. Option was increasing profitability is not a goal of the Act. Option C, establishing mandatory rates, falls outside the scope of the Act, which does not regulate premium rates directly. Option D, simplifying the claims process, is not a stated purpose of the Act, rather it seeks to ensure fairness and equity. Question 7. When determining the appropriate settlement for a property damage claim, which method is most commonly used in Vermont? A. Actual cash value (ACV). B. Market value. C. Agreed value. D. Replacement cost value (RE). Answer: D. Replacement cost value (RCV). Explanation: the correct answer is D. Replacement cost value (RCV). In Vermont, the replacement cost method is widely used for calculating settlements because it allows policyholders to receive an amount that reflects the current cost to replace the damaged property without deducting for depreciation. Optional: actual cash value calculates the value by subtracting depreciation from the replacement cost and may not be preferred by policyholders seeking full coverage. Option B, market value, is not commonly applied in insurance settlements for property claims. Option C, agreed value, is less common and usually pertains to specific types of insurance agreements, such as for unique or valuable items, rather than standard property damage claims. Question 8. Which of the following statements about ethical conduct in claims handling is true according to Vermont regulations? A. Adjusters are permitted to deny claims based on personal judgment without evidence. B. Confidentiality of the claimant's information must always be maintained. C. Adjusters can accept gifts from claimants as long as they declare them to their employer. D. Adjusters must prioritize the interests of their employer over those of the policyholder. Answer: B. Confidentiality of the claimant's information must always be maintained. Explanation: Option B is correct because Vermont regulations mandate that adjusters maintain confidentiality regarding any personal or claim-related information about the policyholder or claimant. This ensures the protection of sensitive data and fosters trust in the claims process. Option is incorrect as adjusters cannot make decisions based solely on personal judgment and they must rely on policy language and factual evidence. Option C is incorrect because accepting gifts could be seen as a conflict of interest, and most regulatory frameworks discourage this practice to avoid bias. Option D is incorrect. Adjusters have an ethical obligation to treat policyholders fairly and not prioritize employer interests above the rights of claimants. Question 9. Which of the following accurately describes the role of the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation, DFR, in the insurance claims process? A. The DFR directly handles all insurance claims submitted by consumers. B. The DFR regulates and oversees insurance companies to ensure compliance with state laws. C. The DFR processes complaints from policyholders without requiring any evidence. D. The DFR determines the settlement amounts for all disputed claims in Vermont. Answer: B. The DFR regulates and oversees insurance companies to ensure compliance with state laws. Explanation: the correct answer is B, because the Vermont DFR's primary role is to regulate and oversee insurance companies, ensuring they comply with state insurance laws and consumer protection regulations. Option is incorrect because the DFR does not handle individual claims directly, it oversees insurers. Option C is also incorrect, as the DFR requires evidence and proper documentation to process complaints. Option D is incorrect as well. While the DFR may mediate disputes, it does not determine settlement amounts for claims, and that responsibility lies primarily with the insurance companies and the adjusters. Question 10. In Vermont, which of the following is not considered a standard provision in property insurance policies? A. Insuring agreement. B. Deductible. C. Guaranteed replacement cost. D. Exclusions. Answer: C. Guaranteed replacement cost. Explanation: the correct answer is C. Guaranteed replacement cost, as this is not a standard provision but rather an optional coverage that may be added to a policy. The insuring agreement, option A; deductible, option B; and exclusions, option D, are standard provisions included in property insurance policies. The insuring agreement outlines what is covered. The deductible indicates the amount the policyholder pays out of pocket before the insurance kicks in, and exclusions specify what is not covered under the policy. Question 11. When assessing a claim for property damage, which factor is least likely to affect the determination of actual cash value (SEV)? A. Depreciation of the damaged property. B. Replacement cost of the property. C. Market conditions affecting similar properties. D. The original purchase price of the property. Answer: D. The original purchase price of the property. Explanation: the correct answer is D. The original purchase price of the property. When calculating a CV, the focus is on the current value of the property, taking into account depreciation, option A; replacement cost, option B; and current market conditions, option C. The original purchase price is less relevant because it does not reflect the current value, considering wear and tear or market fluctuations. Question 12. Which of the following actions by an insurance adjuster would most likely violate ethical standards according to Vermont regulations? A. Thoroughly documenting claim findings before making a decision. B. Failing to disclose a conflict of interest to the policyholder. C. Requesting additional information from the claimant for clarification. D. Consulting with experts to assess complex damages. Answer: B. Failing to disclose a conflict of interest to the policyholder. Explanation: option B is correct because failing to disclose a conflict of interest constitutes a violation of ethical standards in claims handling, just as are required to act impartially and transparently. Option A is documenting findings, and option C, requesting clarification, are standard ethical practices. Option D, consulting experts, is also appropriate as it ensures accurate assessments. Question 13. Which of the following accurately describes the concept of comparative negligence as it applies to auto insurance claims in Vermont? A. It absolves all parties from liability in an accident. B. It assigns fault and reduces the claimant's recovery based on their degree of fault. C. It guarantees full recovery of damages regardless of fault. D. It allows only the driver with the least fault to recover damages. Answer: B. It assigns fault and reduces the claimant's recovery based on their degree of fault. Explanation: the correct answer is B, because comparative negligence in Vermont means that if multiple parties are at fault, the damage is awarded to a claimant will be reduced by their percentage of fault in the incident. Option A is incorrect because it does not absolve liability. Option C is also incorrect, as recovery is affected by the claimant's fault. Option D is incorrect since all parties may recover damages depending on their degree of fault. Question 14. Which of the following statements about policy exclusions is accurate in the context of Vermont insurance law? A. Exclusions can be ignored if the policyholder argues they were not aware of them. B. Exclusions must be explicitly stated and are often negotiable at policy renewal. C. All exclusions are standard across different insurance policies and cannot vary by provider. D. Exclusions serve to limit coverage for specific risks not covered under the general policy terms. Answer: D. Exclusions serve to limit coverage for specific risks not covered under the general policy terms. Explanation: the correct answer is D, because exclusions are specific conditions or circumstances outlined in the policy that limit coverage, ensuring that certain high-risk areas are not covered. Option is incorrect. Policyholders must be aware of exclusions, and ignorance does not invalidate them. Option B is partially incorrect. While some exclusions may be negotiable, not all are. Option C is incorrect. Exclusions can vary widely between providers and policies. Question 15. In Vermont, what is required of an insurance company when an insured submits a claim under the Unfair Claims Practices Act? A. They must respond to the claim within 10 business days. B. They must provide a full explanation of the policy limits. C. They must make a decision on the claim within 30 days. D. They are not required to respond if the claim amount is less than $1,000. Answer: C. They must make a decision on the claim within 30 days. Explanation: the correct answer is C, because Vermont's Unfair Claims Practices Act requires insurers to make a decision regarding claims within 30 days of receiving the necessary documentation. Option A is incorrect because the response time varies, but a decision must be made within the 30-day time frame. Option B is incorrect. While insurers must provide information, there is no strict requirement to disclose limits immediately. Option D is incorrect. All claims must be processed regardless of the amount. Question 16. Which of the following actions constitutes an ethical obligation for an insurance adjuster when dealing with a claim? A. Overestimating damages to ensure higher settlements for clients. B. Misrepresenting policy terms to secure a quicker settlement. C. Acting promptly to investigate claims and provide clear communication to all parties involved. D. Delaying claim resolution to prioritize the interests of the insurance company. Answer: C. Acting promptly to investigate claims and provide clear communication to all parties involved. Explanation: the correct answer is C, because ethical obligations include prompt investigation and clear communication with all stakeholders. Options and B are both unethical practices that misrepresent the adjuster's role. Option D is incorrect. Delaying resolution for the insurer's benefit is also unethical. Question 17. In a property insurance claim, which of the following types of damage would typically be excluded under most standard policies? A. Damage from a sudden and accidental burst pipe. B. Damage from a fire caused by a malfunctioning appliance. C. Damage due to flooding from a natural disaster. D. Damage from theft of personal property. Answer: C. Damage due to flooding from a natural disaster. Explanation: the correct answer is C, because damage from flooding is typically excluded from standard property insurance policies unless a specific flood insurance policy is purchased. Options A and B are generally covered under standard policies as they result from sudden accidents. Option D is also usually covered, as theft is a standard peril included in most property insurance policies. Question 18. Which of the following would be considered a violation of Vermont's Insurance Fraud Prevention Act? A. Submitting a claim for damages that were not actually incurred. B. Reporting an accident to the insurance company more than 60 days after it occurred. C. Failing to update personal information in a timely manner with the insurer. D. Making an inquiry about policy coverage before purchasing insurance. Answer A. Submitting a claim for damages that were not actually incurred. Explanation: the correct answer is A, because submitting fraudulent claims, such as for damages that did not occur, constitutes a violation of the Vermont Insurance Fraud Prevention Act. Option B is incorrect, because while prompt reporting is expected, it is not directly related to fraud. Option C may lead to penalties, but is not a fraud-related issue. Option D is simply an inquiry and does not violate any laws. Question 19. In Vermont, what must an insurance policy include regarding cancellation by the insurer? A. The insurer can cancel the policy at any time without notice. B. The insurer must provide a 30-day notice before cancelling the policy for non-payment of premiums. C. Cancellation terms must be explicitly waived by the policyholder. D. The insurer is not required to provide any reasons for cancellation. Answer: B. The insurer must provide a 30-day notice before cancelling the policy for non-payment of premiums. Explanation. The correct answer is B, because Vermont law requires insurers to provide a minimum 30-day notice for cancellation due to non-payment of premiums. Option A is incorrect, as insurers are required to give notice. Option C is incorrect, as cancellation terms are not waived by the policyholder. Option D is incorrect because insurers must provide a reason for cancellation. Question 20. In a property insurance policy, what is the duty to defend clause? A. The insurance company must defend the policyholder in any lawsuit related to the policy. B. The insurance company must defend the policyholder only if the claim exceeds the policy limit. C. The insurance company has no obligation to defend the policyholder in a lawsuit. D. The insurance company can choose not to defend if the claim is under $1,000. Answer A. The insurance company must defend the policyholder in any lawsuit related to the policy. Explanation. The correct answer is A, because the duty to defend is an obligation of the insurer to provide a defense for the policyholder in lawsuits related to a claim, regardless of the claim's merit or amount. Option B is incorrect, as the insurer must defend regardless of the claim amount. Option C is incorrect because insurers do have a duty to defend. Option D is incorrect because the amount of the claim does not affect the duty to defend. Question 21. In Vermont, which of the following is not a required provision in an auto insurance policy? A. Bodily injury liability coverage. B. Comprehensive coverage. C. Property damage liability coverage. D. Uninsured motorist coverage. Answer B. Comprehensive coverage. Explanation. The correct answer is B, because comprehensive coverage is not required under Vermont law, while bodily injury liability A, property damage liability C, and uninsured motorist coverage D are required. Comprehensive coverage is optional. This type of coverage can be added to a policy, but it is not a state mandate. Question 22. What does replacement cost mean in the context of property insurance claims? A. The price paid for the property at the time of purchase. B. The cost to repair or replace the damaged property without deducting depreciation. C. The market value of the property at the time of the loss. D. The amount the policyholder paid for the property minus the deductible. Answer B. The cost to repair or replace the damaged property without deducting depreciation. Explanation. The correct answer is B, because replacement cost refers to the amount it would take to replace or repair the damaged property at current market prices without accounting for depreciation. Option it refers to the original purchase price, which is not the same as replacement cost. Option C is the definition of market value, not replacement cost. Option D references an incorrect approach to calculating claims. Question 23. Under Vermont law, an insurance company must notify the policyholder within what time frame after receiving a claim? A. 10 business days. B. 30 calendar days. C. 15 business days. D. 5 business days. Answer C. 15 business days. Explanation. The correct answer is C, because Vermont law mandates that insurance companies notify the policyholder about the status of their claim within 15 business days after receiving the claim. Options A, B, and D are incorrect because the required time frame is 15 business days, not shorter. Question 24. Which of the following is a common example of an endorsed provision in a Vermont homeowners insurance policy? A. A flood insurance endorsement. B. A mandatory deductible provision. C. A standard exclusion for fire damage. D. A requirement to file claims within 1 year. Answer A. A flood insurance endorsement. Explanation. The correct answer is A, because an endorsement is an addition to a standard insurance policy that provides extra coverage, such as a flood insurance endorsement, which is not typically included in a standard homeowner's policy. Option B is incorrect, as deductibles are standard and not typically added as endorsements. Option C is also incorrect because fire damage is generally covered under the basic policy. Option D is incorrect because there is no standard requirement to file claims within 1 year in all policies. Question 25. Which of the following is a requirement for a valid auto insurance policy in Vermont? A. The policyholder must carry at least $25,000 in bodily injury coverage. B. The policyholder must have at least $100,000 in property damage coverage. C. The policyholder must carry a minimum of $50,000 in liability coverage per person. D. The policyholder must have at least $100,000 in uninsured motorist coverage. Answer C. The policyholder must carry a minimum of $50,000 in liability coverage per person. Explanation. The correct answer is C, because Vermont law requires drivers to carry at least $50,000 in bodily injury liability coverage per person, which is a minimum requirement. Options A, B, and D are incorrect because they do not align with Vermont's minimum coverage requirements. Question 26. Which of the following best defines a policyholder in insurance terms? A. A person who submits claims to an insurance company. B. A person who has purchased an insurance policy and is covered under its terms. C. A person who adjusts claims on behalf of an insurer. D. A person who manages the operations of an insurance company. Answer. B. A person who has purchased an insurance policy and is covered under its terms. Explanation. The correct answer is B, because a policyholder is the individual who owns an insurance policy and is entitled to coverage under its terms. Option A describes a claimant, option C describes an adjuster, and option D refers to an insurance company executive. Question 27. What does the term underwriting refer to in the insurance industry? A. The process of investigating claims and determining payout amounts. B. The process of setting insurance premiums and evaluating risk. C. The process of determining policy exclusions. D. The process of marketing insurance products to potential clients. Answer. B. The process of setting insurance premiums and evaluating risk. Explanation. The correct answer is B, because underwriting is the process by which insurers evaluate the risks associated with an applicant and determine the premiums to charge. Option is incorrect because claims investigation is part of claims handling. Option C is incorrect because exclusions are typically predefined in the policy. Option D is incorrect because marketing refers to selling insurance products, not underwriting them. Question 20. Which of the following would be considered a peril in property insurance? A. The policyholder's failure to maintain the property. B. Fire, theft, or vandalism that damages the property. C. The cost of replacing damaged property. D. The amount of the policyholder's deductible. Answer. B. Fire, theft, or vandalism that damages the property. Explanation. The correct answer is B, because a peril refers to the specific risk or cause of damage covered under the policy, such as fire, theft, or vandalism. Options A, C, and D are not perils. They describe actions, costs, or conditions unrelated to the cause of damage. Question 29. In Vermont, what is the primary purpose of the Guarantee Association Fund? A. To provide legal representation for policyholders in claims disputes. B. To protect policyholders by ensuring claims are paid if an insurer becomes insolvent. C. To offer discounts on insurance premiums for policyholders. D. To regulate the pricing of insurance policies in the state. Answer. B. To protect policyholders by ensuring claims are paid if an insurer becomes insolvent. Explanation. The correct answer is B, because the Guarantee Association Fund is designed to protect policyholders by covering claims when an insurance company fails and is unable to meet its obligations. Option is incorrect as the fund does not provide legal representation. Option C is not true as the fund does not offer discounts on premiums. Option D is incorrect because the fund does not regulate pricing, it provides financial protection for policyholders. Question 30. Under Vermont law, what must an insurer do if it decides to non-renew a policy? A. Notify the policyholder at least 60 days in advance. B. Provide no notification if the policy is in effect for more than 1 year. C. Only notify the policyholder if there are claims made during the policy period. D. Notify the policyholder with a letter explaining the reason for non-renewal within 30 days. Answer A. Notify the policyholder at least 60 days in advance. Explanation. The correct answer is A, because Vermont law requires insurers to notify policyholders at least 60 days in advance of non-renewal. Option B is incorrect. The notification is required regardless of the policy's duration. Option C is incorrect, as all policyholders must be notified, not just those with claims. Option D is also incorrect, since the law specifically mandates a 60-day notice, not just 30 days.